John Lennon amended a line in one of the most famous Beatles songs because he was afraid the band would come off as conceited. John and Paul: A Love Story, in Songs by Ian Leslie, recounts how John revised the words of Strawberry Fields Forever from 1967 out of a fear that the original version implied hubris. The lyrics were revised from wavelength to In My Tree in response to his worries. As Leslie put it, Strawberry Fields Forever was once just a stone with an unusual form that Lennon painstakingly polished until it started to shimmer. While in Almeria, he used a handheld tape recorder to capture a number of demos, tweaking the lyrics and music with each take, fumbling for the right words to express himself. When it was initially recorded, he started by singing about how nobody gets him. To John, it had always felt like he was on an island. Drawing on the concept of a wavelength, he composed a verse lamenting the difficulty others had in tuning in to him. So, as not to come off as haughty, he later changed the first line to Being in My Tree. The song, according to Leslie, had a deeper significance for Lennon, who characterized it as psychoanalysis set to music. People all across the globe still find inspiration in the song and its songwriter, even though it has been 58 years since the album was released and nearly 45 years after his murder. But the folks who were a part of the Beatles' heyday are also fading into the past as that time passes. Andy Peebles, a journalist for the BBC, was among them. Peebles was the last person to interview John Lennon before his death in December 1980, when he was 40 years old. The 76-year-old Peebles, who had interviewed the Beatle only 2 days before his murder, passed away only days before he planned to begin hosting a radio show on Heritage. The interview and Lennon's death blighted Peebles' life. He remarked when asked about it, "I lost all feeling of self-worth in the aftermath," he told the Daily Mail. "It was a damper on my life and a setback for me. My fascination almost drove me insane. Experiencing survivor's guilt was torture for me." His remarkable compositions from the 20th century will live on in perpetuity. No One Ever Heard of Me. A number of well-known figures in the music business have paid homage to Peebles since his passing. Peebles maintained a connection with Yoko Ono, John Lennon's widow, even after the assassination.